This season, we're bringing you the real stories of Huntsville entrepreneurs.
From the mess to the breakthrough, we're showing you the whole journey.
And why it matters for every dreamer in the Rocket City.
Nick's passion for working outdoors turned into a business, but the growth came with unexpected responsibilities. The accident could have ended everything, but instead it fueled Nick's resolve to keep building. Nick built Steadfast with grit and determination, but the question now is, can he find the confidence to carry it forward?
I'm Nick Poppe, the owner of Steadfast Tree Service. I never really planned to own my own business, to be an entrepreneur. It just wasn't in the cards for me. My friend wanted to start his own company. I need a guy to climb a tree. Would you be willing to learn? I said, yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's figure it out. I want to work outside. I'm tired of bartending. So that's what we did. We ran the company. We built it a little bit. It was all word of mouth, friends and family. He got too busy and he couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't be the background. He was out of leave time, had another child, and he wanted to step back. So I had a really tough decision at that point of what do I do here? You know, do I go back and start bartending again? Do I continue in this business? Do I make it a career? And I chose to move forward with it. Let's keep it running. Let's see if we can build this and make it a full time. And eventually it did. It was great. That was probably 13 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. It's been going really great ever since. Up until about 2 or 3 years ago, the business kept building, getting bigger, more income, more revenue, more expenses, more employees. And then I had a tragic accident climbing a tree one day, and I fell about 50 feet. Had a mechanical failure. I went straight down to the ground, broke my back, sprained my knee, fractured my ankle on the other side. So I didn't walk for about 3 months and went through some serious surgeries. Things got really bad, just mentally. I had no motivation. You'd think after surviving something like that you just immediately bounce back. And that's not really what happened. I kind of sank down into this depression where nothing mattered anymore. I was doing a lot of work, we were getting in a lot of money, but nothing mattered. There was just no passion anymore. When I finally realized that something needed to happen, something needed to change, I went through various levels of help. I got a business coach, I did a little bit of counseling, and finally things sort of started switching around. I changed a lot of things I did, and I realized that in order to move forward from this, I kind of need to step back from the business and be more in charge of training, of educating. This profession, this career, this industry of guys working at elevation, it's this highly dangerous field. There are so many things that could easily go wrong, even if you have done everything right. This is about way more than just cutting trees. It's about building a legacy of protecting the environment and the trees in our community.
When you start a business, you know exactly how to scale it. Is that right?
Oh, that is a lie. Why are you lying to people?
We're going to talk about how hard that is. Tell us about it. What's the hardest part?
I think the hardest part for me so far has been finding the quality help that I need.
It's impossible. You find somebody who is available and needs work, and okay, good, they're going, but their heart's not in it. And so they're not committed to doing great work. Or version 2, you find somebody who's available and needs work and their heart is in it, and they're so amazing and so good. What are they going to do?
They're going to outgrow you.
They're going to outgrow you.
And they need more and more money.
They're going to go start with their own video
production
company.
But I get it. Okay, so what's the...
Well, they're going to make their own life better, which is great.
Awesome.
You want to encourage
Fantastic.
There's got to be a middle...
As the employer, you have to make it attractive enough to make them want to stay.
The right culture.
Absolutely.
The right
Give
work
them
environment.
enough growth opportunity.
Money.
Big factor.
That's why we go to work, right?
That's why we should go to work. I mean, I've been stuck in the I love what I do, so I won't charge anything for like 10 years. And that's kind of, it hurts. It hurts. It comes with a little bit of debt, you know?
What is the hardest part of hiring?
I've had really a lot of difficulty even finding people to show up. And you might get 20 people that click on a button saying, yeah, I want to come out and work for you. Mm-hmm. And when you talk to them all, you get 2 that show up.
Do you think it's because you have a labor-intensive job?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
like not everyone's cut out for that kind of work.
Exactly.
I would probably not be an ideal candidate.
You'd be a perfect candidate.
I don't know.
No, she wouldn't be.
Especially scaling the tree.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Are you afraid of heights?
Absolutely.
Why do you say that like it's a common
if I was
problem?
up 40, 50 feet in the air on a tree, yes.
So when I put out a job posting for people to come and interview to be on the job, I'm not expecting 98% of them to climb a tree.
Oh.
But when you talk to the general public about it, their opinion is,
Immediately.
oh, you need someone to climb this tree and I can't do it. And they're out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
or like run heavy equipment. Like that's like my
Yeah.
biggest concern is you don't want to put a chainsaw in my hands.
right.
I don't know if chainsaws
Without the
qualify
training.
as like heavy.
Do you know
Even
that
with the
there
training, I
is-
feel like it's still kind of dangerous. Like
There is a statistic that says, especially women, so women are probably not your ideal
There are
candidate. I
some
don't know.
amazing women in tree service.
Maybe,
There
yes.
really are.
Dana's so
I don't know.
sexist.
So I don't know. Most of the time, this stat specifically says that people will not apply for jobs because they think they're underqualified,
Mhm.
even when they're probably overqualified.
or even if there's like effective and appropriate training.
How do you find people, give them enough to say, yes,
Yeah.
come apply?
I mean, that's not all
And-
though. You bring somebody in and they're like, okay, great, now teach me how to do it. And you're like, well, I kind of, like, where's your guide? Where's the walkthrough on how to do all this stuff? And it's like, well, I don't really have one. I'm kind of, I want you to write that while I train you. So you're going to have a couple of different jobs. It's like unclear. I just don't have like
Because a small business doesn't necessarily have all their standard operating
I don't have it all
procedures down.
mapped out, and so for me to teach you, it is challenging and time consuming for me. And then what if they don't stay? Now I spent all this
But
time.
it is your job as the business owner to
I mean, I
have
get-
that and provide it.
I get that it's my job. There's a lot of jobs I have that I'm supposed to be doing.
But just speaking to all of the business owners that may be watching this, it is your job to teach them and tell them what they need to know.
Absolutely.
Right?
And a lot of my guys I end up sending away for training because
Yeah.
maybe I can't do it myself. Maybe there's other people who are better at training and educating them than myself on
Mhm.
these specific items. So I send my guys to Georgia regularly. There's a women in tree climbing course that I can
Dana,
A
women.
I like it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
My
there
wife
is
went
this
to it.
perception.
Really?
There is this
Yeah.
perception. Like
Sorry,
that
Dana,
seems
can you name on
scary.
a second? I
No.
was just having a conversation.
Sorry.
Right?
So your wife went
So my
to
wife went to the women's tree climbing. They do a 2-week-long course, training for 2 weeks how to climb. But
That's
it started off with
fantastic.
just women and getting women in arboriculture. It's not a common thing.
Yeah,
And-
Arboriculture.
Arboriculture.
I got it.
She won't say it though.
Alabama's not very heavily oriented towards safety training.
And is it just Alabama? Is it nationwide? Like, not just that, but the safety requirements, the training requirements. Like, anyone can just go start a tree service.
Absolutely.
I have a chainsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, I own it.
And I could probably chop down a tree and get it off of your fence.
This is fine.
Maybe.
Call
like,
today,
that's good.
Dana and Lucas. We'll cut your tree down.
Rocket City
Tree
momentum
slicers.
tree slicer.
Do you slice a tree?
Yes.
You can slice a tree.
What does that do to you and your business?
Yeah, so nationwide, the safety culture is an issue. I regularly get magazines. There's educational websites out there everywhere that discuss safety training as being a high priority for upper level management, but not in the small business communities. It's just not something people really target or go towards with a small business. Then Alabama is a step further, right? Only Mississippi is worse.
Oh,
Okay, we're not the very last.
way to
We're
go,
not the last.
Alabama.
We beat Mississippi.
But there is no barrier to entry. Literally, you guys can start a tree service tomorrow with no education. If you have a chainsaw,
That's the best. Yeah.
there's so many people that start companies and they'll work for a little while and realize that it's really dangerous and they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Or it's too hot. I mean, it's 85 degrees with 90% humidity, and it's brutally difficult to work.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of safety goes involved with that as well.
I assume that if I hire someone, that they have what they need, license-wise and safety-wise and training-wise.
Yeah.
I'm learning not.
That
To
assumption is
assume
a
that.
risky, yeah.
That's risky.
We could talk about this all day.
Tell
Do
us,
people
tell
ask
us some
you,
horror
so when
stories.
you're talking to like potential clients, do they ask for insurance?
The majority of people do not ask for insurance.
Hmm.
And so when I'm
Well, I mean,
going
you have the insurance.
I
For
have the
clarity,
insurance.
he's got like
I do.
up to the neck. Okay, fine. But like
It's amazing how
people,
much.
people don't inquire for it.
They don't. No, I would say 75% of people don't ever ask.
They're assuming you're a legitimate business and that you have it.
Exactly. And so some of the horror stories that I've heard from even our local community is somebody has a tree, say, near the house, and they need it cut down. And so I've been to that client's house. I've talked to them, provided a proposal. They never asked for my insurance. They ended up getting another proposal from somebody else who came up half price.
Cut through.
And they're like, great, well, I want to save some money. And I understand that it's expensive work. And as they're cutting the tree down, half the tree goes the wrong direction. They didn't have enough training in the physics behind it, and it hits the house. It doesn't do crazy damage. It's not like devastating.
But it's still hit it.
The tree hits the house. It's fine.
It's fine.
just
Just pick that up. Just pick it up.
Right. But gutters and roof and just a little bit of stuff here and there, right? It's still costly for the homeowner to fix
Yeah.
up.
Well, and terrifying. Good grief.
And even worse is the people that did that were the tree company that did it, came out of the tree, packed their stuff, and drove away.
Just left?
Just left.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
So they obviously did not pay for it to get fixed.
No,
Is that what we're saying
that's
here?
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, this client called me again, told me everything that happened, wanted me to come out and finish the tree.
Uh-huh.
And so I had to document. I took pictures. I talked to their insurance company. I talked to my insurance company. I said, this is the situation.
Yeah.
I'm going to help these people to fix this area.
You
I
could
didn't
have
do
said
this.
you could have said hands off.
I mean,
dude.
honestly,
this is a
like
little
at that
bit
point,
too
the
messy.
liability seems kind of dangerous. I mean, that's
It
pretty
is.
big because what happens if you start going and they're
And
like,
then
oh,
they had
look.
already like,
Yeah, they're like, hey, look what you did to my house,
Yeah.
and there's no like record of you.
Yeah. Well, and then also, too, what about the public perspective in the neighborhood?
Mhm.
Oh
They
God,
don't
here's
know
your,
who was
here's
there
your
originally.
truck out here and a tree's on the house.
Exactly.
Oh.
So that was a big thing, too.
You need a little yard
They had
sign
no
that says
idea
it
that
wasn't
you.
me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
So is that the biggest that's the biggest choke point in the business? Like if you don't find people to do the work, like what happens?
If I don't find more people, we just stay the way we are. And we just keep moving along really slowly, not growing and not expanding, and I can't, eventually retire and sell the business.
And right now you're heavily involved, and I mean, you
Well,
can only
I
keep
mean, I
the
don't know.
motor running so
I-
long.
I get depressed sometimes about because I want my business to be this big, robust, fantastic like machine that operates. In this way. I
Well-oiled.
want this to be, and then I just feel like sometimes maybe that's just not. I can't do it. Maybe I can't do it, and I feel like I don't know.
It's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back again.
It's
right?
terrible.
You kind of get knocked down.
Yeah, and I
Come
don't know.
back.
I don't know if it's even worth. Like, is it even worth?
All the songs, I get knocked down,
Right.
but I get up again.
I'm like vulnerably sharing, and you guys
I
are
think it's-
bopping.
No,
Listen.
I'm agreeing with you because that's where I was at one point in time. I got really depressed with things, burnt out like you were talking about, and just had to find a way to keep going. I'm not sure what that is really.
Right.
I think when you start a business, you don't know how to run every aspect of a business, right?
Yeah,
You're
For
not
most aspects.
the master.
Almost all of the aspects.
Yes, and so I think that we can do a lot of things that back us into corners. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Until one day you know.
And you're like, wow, I would have done things differently if I had known.
Hindsight.
Hindsight's
Yeah.
2020, yeah.
Of course, like just finding people isn't the only problem.
Mhm.
It's educating the public.
It's like, all these tree services starting up year after year after year. Well, we know that we have to ask for help sometimes, and so that's exactly what we did. So we consulted with Megan Chitwood, Executive Director of B&I Alabama, and she put together a little plan for you to challenge you, lay it on us, tell us, like, she's been listening in
Yeah.
I have been
the
and
shadows.
don't know if you guys are gonna love what I'm about to say.
Oh, God.
I heard a lot of excuses.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard a lot of
Ouch.
excuses.
Yeah.
Because we can create this. It's hard to do this. It's hard to do that. It's impossible to do this.
You
And
have solutions though.
other people have figured it out. Yeah, other people have figured it out. So I want to share some of the ways that other people have figured it out. First, one of the things, it's hard running a business. So what is an interesting fact about me is that I have never taken a business class in my life.
Same.
I have an engineering degree and never taken a business class in my life. But what I did do was I used the B&I network to learn everything that I needed to learn about what do I need to know about legal and what do I need to know about accounting and what do I need to know about insurance and what do I need to, and all of these different things. And not to toot my own horn, but I've worked,
That's okay. Go ahead.
but I've been able to work in private equity and all of these kinds of things. It is just, you just figure it out. And that's what we have to do in business is we have to keep moving until we figure it out. So one, use the network of B&I. You've got people I know in your chapter who know HR, who know all the things. All you have to do is ask them for the information, and you don't feel like
Can
you
they hire people
necessarily
for me?
know. They probably
I think
can.
that's a thing. I
There
do think
is,
it's-
Really?
there is, absolutely. You ever heard the story of Ernest Shackleton?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna bastardize
Butcher,
this. It's gonna be
it's okay.
really bad. But
We're sorry if you're watching, Ernest.
Sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
they were going on an expedition to Antarctica, and it was going to be the most treacherous, and it was going to be terrible, and everybody was probably not going to come back alive. So he puts out an ad, and he basically says that, like, I'm recruiting people. It's going to be treacherous. We probably are not all going to come
You're
back
gonna
alive.
die.
It's my
Yeah.
new slogan for tree work.
You
Yes.
really,
Come on,
you really
you
needed
might
a
die.
marketing person involved. Yeah.
No, so he recruited people who answered that ad,
They did.
and everybody came back alive. Why? because every single person knew exactly what they were getting into and knew exactly what they were going through.
And they were
their
the
heart was
cream
in
of the
it.
crop. They
And
were
their
the
heart was
best.
in it.
Expectations.
The bait you put out gets you the fish that you catch,
Mm,
right? And so
exactly.
you want to bring people in who are dedicated beyond the point of no return. Like, you might not come back from this. Anyone who answers that, probably they're pretty much in.
Right? They're in and they're up for it, and there's no surprises.
Okay.
So your background of rock climbing,
Yeah.
right?
Right. That and firefighting. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you look there for firefighters and rock climbers?
Yeah.
Right?
Why
Who
wouldn't
do you know? I mean,
Yeah,
that
why
could be a
wouldn't
you?
pre-qualifier.
It's a kind of an interesting
Sure,
Yeah.
right. I've never looked at
Have
that
you
angle.
never-
Never thought about it.
100%. What is this really about? It's about really appreciating and loving the environment. It's about helping people. It can be a little bit dangerous. Like, explain exactly what it is.
Not
Exactly.
afraid of a struggle.
It's hot, right? You know,
And you want management material too, right? Like
I do.
that's really what you're looking for.
I want you to write down what is the ideal manager. I've got it for you. I want you to, but this was the task I want you to do. I want you to
Okay.
write down what are the characteristics of an ideal manager.
Okay. Perfect.
Hint, you're going to describe yourself.
That's exactly
That's
what I
easy
was
then.
thinking. That's
Yes.
and that is
All right.
such a it's kind of obvious, but like I never thought about it ever that way. Like even thinking about it for like, where did I come from? What was I into?
What did I-
How did I get
How
here?
come I just
Yeah.
figure it out? People are coming to you asking you for questions. You're like, well, I've got to look it up the same way you do.
Right.
Like,
You're going to describe yourself.
And I think I can do that, right? I can look at good and bad. What are my flaws? Where do I excel at? I think I can write that out myself and do that.
yeah,
100%.
But for like a lot of people, that'd be really difficult. They don't have the confidence in themselves to figure
Sure.
that out.
And usually, if you're in that spot, you're not looking for somebody. You're not scaling your business. Who's going to have the characteristics that's going to carry on what I'm trying to
Okay.
create? Right?
but wait,
that.
but yourself, not today. Yourself from 10 years
no,
ago.
today.
No, today.
No, today.
No, I would take today
Because
for the
I-
manager.
I'm managing.
Yeah,
I want
for the
because
manager,
we need
yeah,
somebody.
I'm looking for Lucas 10 years ago.
Zero-
No.
Yes, no,
Zero
you are
flaws.
looking for Lucas 10 years
I
ago.
need Lucas
and
10 years
Nick is-
ago, yeah.
And for the person who's going to actually cut down the tree, Nick is going to be looking for him
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
years ago. But
Right.
yes, but for the manager, you're looking for the person that you are now,
Yeah.
so that you can go ahead and
Right.
move forward with all of that.
That makes sense.
So-
Zero flaws. Perfect.
There might be more management material than you think in your team as well. So
Yeah.
I want you to
Yeah.
identify like who's your best person, and I want you to have that conversation with them. If they read what you're looking for and they light up, they're a person who's willing to grow into it. And I would even say I'm looking for it internally as well as externally. So
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. So you'll also use that description to work with your network, sitting down in a one-to-one. I'm looking for a manager. This is the characteristics. Do you know anybody who's like that?
So instead of asking for different tree work scenarios or different clientele, really start doing networking towards finding a manager.
100%.
Staff.
I like it.
So one of the biggest misconceptions about BNI is you can only ask for referrals for your business. You can ask for whatever you need. You
Yeah.
need to ask for whatever you need. And if this is what you need, this is what you need.
You get clear
I
on
like
what
it.
you need, and
You
then
know,
you ask
just
for it.
I bet you, like, talking to your team now and saying, hey, like, we're looking for this externally, internally also, and these are the kind of the characteristics. The people who do light up, I bet you they double down on their buy-in to the business. I bet you get people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if someone approached me and was like, hey, Lucas, this is what's going on. I was working with this
I'm
business.
looking for someone,
I'd be thinking,
right?
okay,
Ooh, that's
now's
gotta
my
be
chance
me.
to prove myself. This
An
is it. Like in the
opportunity.
next few
Yeah.
months, I could take this position and I could change more money, more opportunity. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be there a little bit extra early. I'm going to make sure everything is. I'm going to start learning.
Communicate well with everyone
you
else.
got it. You know, just inspire and re-engage, and who knows?
The other thing too is the people who are already working for you are also people who can help find other people because they're like
Yes.
them, right?
Yes.
They're already like them. So my sister just opened up her own medical practice, and it was like one person referred like the next employee and the next employee and the next employee, and now there's a team of amazing people.
And they know
That's
each
the
other.
other-
And
And they
you
already
also-
know each other.
yes.
Yeah, you don't have this getting to know you thing.
Or like cattiness, you're like, I already like them, or else I wouldn't have invited them in
100%.
Yeah.
here.
And it was like a web, so it was
Yeah.
like a little bit like a web, but pretty soon it's like, okay, well, this person is my person, so that person's going to be my person.
And that's where my current crew has actually come from as well.
Yeah.
So we definitely brought in friends and friends and friends and these.
Yeah.
The crew that you have right now, you feel pretty solid about.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're great.
But this got you here.
Yep.
Now what gets you there,
Move up.
right?
Okay, next part is education. I think you need to create a material for insurance companies to share why they should not, like a thorough,
I like it. We can do that.
Like a
Hire
document to give the
Yeah.
insurance
Yes.
company,
Yeah.
to give the
to
homeowners.
then give the
Mhm.
homeowner. So then you're educating them. It's a value to the insurance company because they're going to come back and say, why can't you pay for my roof and my gutters? Because you hired somebody that you couldn't. I also heard, this might be a rumor, and I could have totally made this up, but the way insurance and AI is moving too, now they're starting to be able to look at your property without even going there, right?
A lot of times, yes.
So now they can start to see tree overhang, all of those kinds of things also. So you also want to train them the moment they see that and they say, I can't insure you because of this. Now here's a resource. So if you can create resources for them to then share, that helps, again, with a well-educated tree service as opposed to.
Absolutely.
So that just helps get the word out. The other piece is, how do you know when a tree is sick? We were debating
When it
earlier.
falls on your house.
Yeah, right.
Right,
It
and then
falls on
it's
your
too, and then
house,
it's way too late, right? So we've been going back and forth and debating on, oh yeah, everybody knows you need to call an arborist. I pride myself in knowing a lot of things about a lot of things, and this is
not
just one,
cross your mind.
not even
Did
close.
not cross.
Right.
Call the tree doctor.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I talked to you earlier about the beaver that
Right.
torched up the trees. I had no idea the trees were going to die.
Wait, a
because
beaver
the bark
destroyed your trees?
in our
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah,
A beaver
there
is
was
terrorizing the trees
Yes.
in her neighborhood?
scraped all of the bark off of it, and I had no
Yeah.
idea that the scraping of the bark was going to lead to the trees dying.
It's very similar to like in a construction scenario where the bulldozer hits the side of the tree and rips out part of it and the tree dies from it. It messes with the nutrient flow. It gets bacteria and viruses and insects.
Like it's because it's a
a big,
living
huge
thing,
thing.
right?
Yeah, 100%. But like nobody knows that, right?
Right.
Nobody
Nobody
knows
It's
knows.
not stated.
Okay,
Guess who does know?
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So here is going to be, I think, your biggest challenge that I'm going to hopefully get you to do, because I think it would be so interesting.
Educate the beavers.
What I want you to do,
Take those beavers out.
I want you to drive around daily, and I want you to find sick trees.
Yeah.
And I want you to get out with the camera.
Mhm.
I want you to go educate us on why do you know that this tree is sick. Wherever
That's
you
good.
find
Maybe
it,
one that looks again, maybe it isn't sick, right? Like both sides,
could you
right?
could, but so let's say we're driving around Blossomwood.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
We see a sick tree. Blossomwood, you want to save the trees in Blossomwood, I'm
Absolutely.
assuming,
Yes.
right? All right.
Great community.
So we're gonna stop. We're gonna look. We're gonna video the sick tree. Well, how do you know? All that kind of stuff to educate the public on that.
Okay.
Additionally, we're gonna write a little note.
Should I knock on the door first or just kind of walk into the yard?
Usually, I think because you're gonna spot it, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be public enough that you can zoom in and you can stay on the side.
Like and not be like on
not be in their backyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
He thought through.
When
I thought this through.
You want to kick their fence down.
Notice.
The other thing I want you to do is I want you to leave a little note.
Okay.
Dear homeowner, I noticed this about your tree. It means this. These are some things that I can offer because I want to help you save it. If you left me a note that said, you probably don't know this, the beavers are going to kill your tree, I would have called the HOA. It wasn't on my property, but I would have called the HOA and say, hey, did you know this? Because we could have probably done something else.
Not necessarily like door knocking, going to a house saying, hey, your tree is dying, we take it out.
No.
It's more of, hey, I noticed this, and these are some things you can do to it. If you want to know further, you can call
Yeah.
me or
But also
100%.
you document the whole thing on Facebook and you're educating the general public on
Yep.
what a sick tree looks
Yeah.
like.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Then you're going to go to your BNI chapter. You're going to say, I was in Blossomwood on da-da-da-da.
Nice.
This is something I noticed. It's probably impacting other trees.
like a beaver
If you
menace.
know somebody,
Like a beaver
yeah, exactly.
Right. Menacing the
If you
neighborhood.
know somebody who lives in Blossomwood specifically along this street, that would be a great referral for me this week.
Great.
Yes.
Right.
Is that specific enough for BNI?
1,000%.
I like
Because
it.
you've told me the neighborhood, and I'm like, oh, I live in
And the
Blossomwood.
street.
And the issue.
And the issue, and the street, and you've given me the talking point.
If you see trees that look like the tree in the video, you see that have the
And
same.
you're educating on me.
Right?
I don't live in Blossomwood, but my tree looks like that.
Yeah.
Right?
I like
Yeah.
it.
Now we've
Yes.
done the whole story. And then the one that I do know is the evergreens. When one dies, all of them are going to die.
Why is
If
it?
we can catch.
Not all evergreens, but yes.
Yes. Yeah. You want to educate Lucas on this one?
Arborvitae and Leland
I
cypress.
don't know if we have enough time to
Yeah.
educate Luke.
We'll keep it really simple. So a lot of people plant Leland cypress in the past, and they're switching over to arborvitae because they're a little bit more drought resistant and insect resistant as well. But they'll do a whole line along the properties, a windrow or a blockage or a big shrubbery line.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of diseases and insects that will start attacking one tree that's already stressed out. It'll kill that tree. It provides more nesting habitat for those insects or a growth area for fungi, and then they spread to the next tree and the next tree and the next tree and the
Okay,
next tree.
sorry, you lost me at the tree is stressed out. It's
Yeah.
like-
It was trying to grow its business.
Oh, God.
And it got a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
so it just jumps from tree to tree.
It just works its way
It
down.
just works
Wow.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what's terrible because it wasn't top of mind. the high school that my daughter's going to go to, that exact thing happened. And then we mentioned, oh, they're about to take out all the trees. And sure enough, they took out all the trees because all the trees were dead.
Wow.
There's one right after the other.
And you could have saved them when?
Could have
At
saved
what
them.
point could
Yeah.
you have saved them?
So if they seen one dead tree and there's 30 along the line, and they had a certified arborist out there to look at it, there's recommendations and treatments, whether it's chemical or fungicide, insecticide, depending on what the situation is. So you would remove that tree and maybe 2 trees around it. They lose 3 trees out
So
of 30,
then,
and then you treat the soil all around it, or you spray the trees. Like again,
and then you plant new there.
You plant some new ones. Like, within a month or 2, you can typically plant another tree in there.
Could have saved 30.
Yeah.
The video part is the uncomfortable part.
Yeah,
'Cause
okay.
I'm going to hold you to that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
We're
we're going to hold you to that
looking
one.
for those.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
I know you got good
watching.
mentorship here
Right.
on how to make that happen.
Yeah.
This is
So-
totally just like, hey guys, it's Nick. I'm here on the street in
100%.
Goswood. I just
Look
noticed
what I
this
found.
cypress
Yeah.
tree, and here's what's going on with it. So just I'm going to write a little note
It'll be
here.
weird in the beginning, but I think it'll get better the more and more you
Yeah.
do it.
100%.
It'll always be weird.
The more I
It's
do
fine.
it.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
got to get used to the weird.
Your mission is to say not just cut down the trees, but save the trees as well. So this is a part of your mission, and
Yeah.
then you're going to become known as the arborist in town because you're going to have all this content that you're educating people on, and knowing you'll be entertaining enough that people will watch it whether they like trees or not.
Probably.
So it'll be it'll be good.
I was just trying to say.
No, I watched the lawn mowing ones. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, the before and the after. I live for it. So, and then the last one. So we talked about your dream referrals is municipalities. We've got to get a list of what municipalities, who was responsible in each one of them, who are the people that you need to talk to, who are the decision makers. If you need a list, I'm going to get repetitive on this
No,
show.
no,
You
no.
need a list of those targets that you're trying to be introduced to, and I want you to look as far as you are willing to travel for that, and let's start getting you some introductions.
And that makes sense a lot too. Like you said, like there's excuses. So Huntsville already has certified arborists on staff. I can't really work with them very closely, but I can go and meet some people and do a little consultation.
You never
And I
know.
can also work with all the municipalities
I
around.
doubt that they're doing everything for everything.
No, that's what the solution is
Yes.
actually. Even though they have the certified arborist, maybe I expressed it all the way. They have a certified arborist
Yep.
in Huntsville City. But if I can go in there and work with them and meet with them and discuss things and options, even though I'm not working directly in there, they can use me for different things. I never
Yeah.
thought about
And
that. That was the
consult.
solution, right?
Yeah.
The excuse is,
Yes.
oh, they already have someone.
Right.
The
Yeah.
solution is get in there and talk to them anyway.
and I promise you
consult
they're
and
probably
whatnot.
not
Yeah.
covering all of it.
Sure
Yeah.
they're not.
Well,
Yeah.
not just
Well,
that,
they-
but like, I mean, let's
yeah.
look at the reality of life and business and things change, things happen, and if you're not there at all, you're never going to have a shot.
No.
Yeah.
But if you're there and present, at the very least,
Yeah.
when something shifts and things shift, it just happens. You could be there.
Yeah.
You could be there.
Absolutely.
That's
love
happened.
When you have your one-to-one meetings, always have the list of people you want to meet. So then you
They
hand
can
me the
kind of-
list.
Nice.
Do you know anybody on this list?
Nice.
I can check off who I know. We can then talk about immediately how are we going to make that introduction? How do you know them? So on and so forth.
That's
Yeah.
that's a
I've
real
never
thing.
done that.
I've gone through my phone looking for the name.
Yeah.
I've done that in my
Yes.
contacts because you meet lots of people and you don't always remember
100%.
exactly if you have it right
And
there.
maybe you know them and you didn't know that they were,
Even more.
in that position, and you're like, yeah, I know Joe,
Yeah.
right?
100%. Yeah, my favorite BNI story is that I knew Jed's mom, and I didn't know who Jed's mom really was.
Yeah.
And she was the director of MISIC. Everyone who is ever in BNI needs to have that list and walk around with that list.
You
it
have
will
that
make
list,
you
right,
so
Dana?
much money.
I have that list.
Do you have that list?
You're on my list.
Dana
Am I?
knows-
You're on my list, Lucas.
I'm on the wrong list. That's not the list I was talking about.
Oh,
No,
Dana
no, I'm just
knows
saying.
Jed's mom.
It's
Yeah,
true.
right.
It's so true, though. Like, this sounds like, okay, viewers, you want some value out of this? If you don't have a list, you better get one.
Get one. That's
Know who
Well,
you need. Who
that's
are the
it.
next people
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah.
meet to grow your business?
And I know people, most of us hate cold calling, right? They
Right.
just, we wouldn't want to ever do it.
But
But
test.
think about if you were cold calling, who would you be calling? What doors would you be knocking on? That's your list.
Yeah.
Those doors
Yep.
that you would be knocking
Yep.
on that you don't feel like knocking on.
Yep.
So now find
Lawyers
a friend
near
who
me.
will.
That's where you start, and you
Absolutely.
start picking it. You identify the people you want to serve, and just Google it. Huh?
I love it.
and that can lead to the people you don't know that you know.
Yeah.
Or need to know.
100%.
All right, so we're at the end of the summer, and is that all the steps?
For
Yeah.
my own clarity and sanity. So, what are these pieces? You need the list.
A, B, C, D.
You need to be. You're going to be out
So
there.
we've got a
making
couple of lists.
contacts.
We've got lists of insurance agents
Okay.
that you want to target as well. You've got your list of municipalities and who are the. And I need you to get down to the names because you can because of the
Yeah.
industries.
Yeah.
Educating all of us on what does a sick tree look like?
There's a
and
couple
there's a bunch of
educations.
videos out there
Yes.
of you talking about it, figuring.
Yeah, you've had a lot of time to do it,
And you leave the notes.
and you leave
Yeah,
it
And
in
then
there.
you leave the
notes.
notes.
Take a
Yeah.
picture of
And
the
there'll be a
notes for your
document to give the insurance companies, the other part.
And then the
Mhm.
documents to get to the insurance companies
Uh-huh.
to
To
educate
educate
them.
them.
You also have the, what does my manager look like?
friend.
That you're going to then share again with one-to-one meetings and all those kinds of things. So you can help identify
Can I quit
identify
now?
that
Can
as
you
well.
quit now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
It's not
can.
happening.
You can, but we already discussed what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did we?
Yes.
We
We did.
roast him?
No.
Is that what we're going to do?
Oh, if he doesn't do it,
We roast him hard.
yes.
Yeah. No, we actually have discussed this in our coaching sessions, like
Yeah.
the result of not doing anything. It's not happening.
Mhm. It's not
I
happening.
don't care what you
Well,
I guess we'll see.
And when we were talking before, you did say, like, we've been trying to figure out how to make me the arborist.
Yeah.
These videos.
This
will
is
make
how
you
we make you the
arborist.
arborist.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like that.
I'm
The
so
arborist.
excited
There's something to it.
Right.
Mhm.
The go-to
with the arboriculture.
arboriculture.
You almost had
Arboriculture.
it. It's fine. Arboriculture.
We're educating
All right.
you
So, how do you feel? How do you
Great.
feel? Do you feel like
Excited?
you
Can it be done?
scared?
Can it actually be done?
Scared?
Like,
No.
Not scared.
I feel like it's a lot to do,
It's a lot.
right? And I think with your coaching as well, it's going to keep me on track, right? There's a lot of things that Dana has put in different processes that have really helped me to say, okay, I need to do X, Y, Z, not maybe tomorrow I'll do, but So I think that's really going to help. And I'm a little excited because I've never thought about half these things.
Mhm.
I really appreciate that insight. It's just really gotten me into it.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
This is what you want.
Yeah.
This is that piece that was missing.
I think so.
I think so. All right, can't wait to see the results. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it.
It's like I'm stuck in the business, doing the job, and can't get the help I need. People don't keep their word, don't pick up their phones, and sometimes don't even show up to work, and it hurts the brand and everything I'm building.
This isn't going to work. If something doesn't change, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown.
My white blood cell count was off.
Business feels chaotic and messy.
You can tell me everything that I need to do,
Just couldn't figure out why I was sick.
but if I'm not confident enough, then it's just stuff on a piece of paper.
I don't have a solid process.
And there's just so much that has to get done, running from one crisis to another.
I really didn't go all in on the sales piece.
I'm not putting in the time. I'm not doing the one-on-ones. I'm not getting in front of people.
Angela does have a full-time job, and the assistant is my full-time job.
It's just all on you. I was stuck and wondering what I was doing wrong.
I didn't know even the first step to take.
It felt like I wasn't getting anywhere.
This is not what I signed up for, and it's not working for me.
We're just waiting for something else to go wrong.